Dr. Tien Hun came to Australia with her family as a refugee from Vietnam. She was recently named as one of 30 female superstars by Science and Technology Australia. Dr. Hun's work is revealing some fascinating insights into the secrets of plants.
My name is Dr. Tien Hun, and I'm a plant biologist here at RMIT University. Today we're at Bundoora West Campus, where we have our research labs and gardens. Well, I came to Australia when I was about 6 years old, and I came from Vietnam as a refugee. I came with my mother and my younger sister. I was interested in plants from way back early when I was a young girl. I don't remember much of it, but my mother used to tell me stories of me getting lost and no one knew where I was for hours, and they'd find me lost in a park with flowers in my hair, and she knew back then that I was really passionate and loved plants. The main focus of my research is medicinal plants and environmental upcycling, so that we can focus on sustainability and conservation. And drawing onto my background from Vietnam, I started to incorporate a lot of the plants from tropical Asia into my research. Well, this is one of my favourite plants, and we've got a lot of research on it. It's called Mimordica cochinchiensis, which is commonly known in Vietnam as red gag. It belongs in the cucumber family, so it doesn't really like the cold, and that's why we're seeing quite a lot of shriveled up leaves as we come into winter. This plant produces a fruit that contains the highest levels of carotenoids than any other known fruit on Earth. And carotenoids, the two main ones that it produces is lycopene and beta-carotene. Now, lycopene is the red in tomatoes, and beta-carotene is the orange in carrots. And it contains more than 200 times the lycopene compared to tomatoes, and more than 50 times more beta-carotene than carrots. So it's highly nutritious, and it's also very bioactive. So this is the red gack seed, and it's actually really high in anti-cancer properties. And we found that out by doing some cell culture tests on melanoma and carcinoma cells. And what we found was that it was about 95 to 98% effective on these cancer cells. The flesh is actually also high in anti-cancer properties, but it also contains the nutrients. And if you can look at this, and I'll grab some, it's very red in colour, which is from the carotenoids. Traditional medicine has been around for centuries, and they're still around today for a reason. With the technology that we have these days, we can actually show why they work. So this is Mimordica charantia, which is a close relative of our red gack. It's also known as bitter melon. Now, we eat this a lot in Asian cuisine. I like mine fried with eggs and bacon. It's actually really good as an anti-diabetic plant, and there's been quite a lot of studies that have shown that as well. So I've got research students looking at this in terms of how we can actually get out the bioactive compounds to actually reduce blood sugar levels and find out how it does it and why it does it. So my research isn't just pure research, it's also applications, how we can actually get the best of the research that we find and actually incorporate into everyday life. So here in the facilities, we have a tissue culture lab where we produce millions of plants of the one clone from a single material. And what that's really important for is horticulture, because we can produce lots of plants in a very short amount of time. With tissue culture, you can naturally remove viruses, but you can't do it any other way. You can also breed important plants and not have them contaminated by environment or nutritional factors or deficiencies. And especially as we have climate change impacting on a lot of our plants, tissue culture is a very controlled environment where we can actually make sure that the plants are surviving and doing what they need to. One of the things that I'm passionate about is actually incorporating Australia with our neighbours, and specifically Asia, because that's where I come from. That's my birthplace. And I consider Australia as my adopted home, so I'd like to start having a better connection and ties with our neighbours. So what I do is a lot of outreach programs into Asia, and I bring all the skills and technology that we have in Australia and bring it back to the people who are the primary producers. And specifically with things like red gag, where the farmers are actually growing it, I want to actually help them to grow better varieties so that we can benefit from the end products. We know so little about plants, and I hope to inspire others to carry on the work that I started so we find out more about the amazing world of plants.